What's going on, guys? Adam here from Texas Garage, and today we are in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona. We are driving the all-new 2020 Hyundai Sonata. Let's check it out. So this trip is a little bit special for me. One, because we're in Phoenix, Arizona, and two, because I'm driving a Hyundai Sonata. Let me talk a little bit more about that right now. First off, I was born in Tucson and lived in Phoenix up until we moved to Texas around the time I was in second grade. And this was the first time I've been back to visit since. Next, I'm excited to check out the new Sonata, in particular because I own a 2013 Sonata, and I've always liked the Sonata from the 5th gen when it had a really nice V6 power plant to the 6th gen, the generation of Sonata that I own, and its iconic design. During the 7th generation Sonata, they dumbed down the design a bit, but they really nailed it on the interior. This new 2020 is now the 8th generation, and I'm really excited to check it out. So what's new with the 2020 Sonata? Obviously, this new exterior design. Hyundai says its new design philosophy is inspired by sensuous sportiness. Whatever that means, this definitely has an unforgettable face. It has a large cascading grille, and that grille has a unique jewel pattern. The design team talked a lot about highlight catches in the sheet metal, shadow lines, and the fact that this doesn't have a hood cut like many vehicles in its class. We also talked a lot about this car being on a whole new platform, engineered so that the car can be lower, longer, and shorter than the previous generation, something not a lot of car manufacturers are doing these days. One of the things that's definitely really cool about the new Sonata's design is what they call this lasso strip. It's this chrome strip that goes from the headlights all the way back to the back of the car, back up, over and around, and down to your front A-pillar. It's definitely paying homage to old Sonata designs, but it's also a new and unique looking thing, and how they integrated lights into this chrome strip up in the front, definitely really cool looking. And this really does remind me of the design of my Sonata, the 2013, that generation of Sonata. I think they did a great job of bringing back a little bit of a quirky, maybe polarizing, but definitely, I think, a good design. With that, let's quickly check under the hood and see what's powering this thing. So first, let's quickly talk about the base engine in the Sonata. The base engine is a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine. It pushes 191 horsepower and 181 foot-pounds of torque. Stepping up to the more premium engine, like the one we're driving in this limited trim, is a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine. This pushes 180 horsepower and 195 foot-pounds of torque. Both these engines are matched up to an 8-speed automatic transmission with drive modes. Fuel economy wise, for the 2.5 liter engine, you're looking at 27 miles per gallon city and 37 miles per gallon highway, with a combined average of 31 miles per gallon. The 1.6 turbo should net 27 miles per gallon city, 36 miles per gallon highway, and a combined also of 31 miles to the gallon. All right, guys, so it's not just the exterior that's been updated, the interior has been updated as well, and it is really nice. Let's jump in and check it out. So Hyundai says that the interior was inspired by a stealth bomber. It's got this very flat looking profile with a bit of a bulge in the middle. It's low, sleek, and minimal, and I tend to agree. Hyundai reduced the number of buttons on the interior, moved more towards the touch screen, and the buttons that are left are more flush with the rest of the interior. Hyundai has been really focusing on usability and utility, and they definitely focused on making the console more open and more useful. And one of the ways they were able to achieve this was with a drive-by-wire push-button transmission, much like you'll find in the Palisade. They also spent a lot of time focusing on soft touches and nice materials. The door armrest, for example, is made longer with nice soft touch material. And it has a pocket made in the hand grab area so you can put things like your phone and wallet in, which is a big pet peeve of mine when you don't get that pocket and it falls right down into the door. I like having that, and Hyundai made it extra large specifically for this reason. Tech-wise, well, this vehicle is just packed full of tech. You get a 12.3-inch digital cluster. The entire cluster is digital, no analog gauges, which I appreciate. You get that button gear select transmission like I talked about. Your main infotainment screen is a 10.25-inch touchscreen with navigation. You also get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integrations. We also get a slew of tech in Hyundai's Smart Sense technology. We get a full 360 camera. Hyundai has also developed the Hyundai Digital Key, which will let you walk up and unlock your vehicle via the NFC chip in your phone. Now, this is right now an Android-only thing, but hopefully will be coming to iPhone at some point in the future. But this is a really cool technology, and matched up with their remote key with remote park assist, these are two really cool features, and they did demonstrate both of these out there in Phoenix for us. Now, in addition to the 12.3-inch digital cluster and the 10.25-inch touchscreen, you get an 8-inch color heads-up display. Again, this is a tech that I'm really liking in vehicles, and once you get into a vehicle that doesn't have it, you definitely miss it. You also get USB ports in this car, no USB-C, but you do get a wireless charging pad. The sound system now comes courtesy of Bose, so this is the first Hyundai to integrate a Bose premium sound system into the vehicle. So now let's talk a little bit about the drive, and besides the beautiful scenery of that part of Arizona, we were driving up into the mountains, we were driving in a little bit of city traffic, we were driving on back curvy roads, a lot of great driving, and the new Sonata handled it perfectly. Now, like I said, we had the 1.6 liter turbocharged engine under the hood, and while it did have a bit of lag, and if you're really punching it trying to get up and going, it can take a sec. But once you're going, pushing it and passing on the highway or merging into traffic, it handled everything really well, and it's a really smooth and nice engine. And for day-to-day driving, that's really all that matters. Now, like I did mention, you do have drive modes that you can select, including a sport mode. This does help a little bit with the throttle response, the steering response. But again, it's not a super sporty engine, but they have made an inline that is going to get a 2.5 liter turbocharged engine with 290 horsepower, 310 foot-pounds of torque. This is an all-new engine and is matched up to an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. If you're looking for a sporty sedan, this is the one you're going to want to get. So one of the things that Hyundai did say, which really caught my attention, was with everybody moving up into the SUV market and kind of dropping sedans, it's really important that a sedan distinguishes itself from the SUV market, the CUV market. So they went into this really trying to focus on making a sedan the best sedan it can be, not trying to raise it higher to make it feel more like a CUV, not trying to make the volume much more where it would be competing with the CUV. They made it lower, they made it wider, they made it longer, they made it handle better on the street, and I think they're right on the mark on doing this. So with that, let's talk a little bit about price and competition. You get 4 different trim levels. You get an SE with a base price of $23,400. You get the SEL with a base price of $25,500. The SEL Plus has a base price of $27,450. And then you have the Limited with the base price of $33,300. And that's including everything, just like the one we're driving. Of course, as a 2021 model, you do have that inline coming as well. We should be seeing more on that and hearing more about that here pretty soon in the future. Okay, so what does this compare to? It compares to vehicles like the Honda Accord, the Toyota Camry, the new Nissan Altima, which we recently drove, the Kia Optima, and so forth. There are a bunch of sedans out there, even though the market is shrinking a bit with Ford and GM jumping out of sedans. But Hyundai's really invested in this, and there are some really good options also out there. The Accord, the Camry, the Altima, and the Optima are all really good vehicles, but with the technology that you get in this new Sonata and for the price that you're getting it, I really think this is a killer deal. It's a really great looking car. It's a really comfortable car, and you get all that tech. So I know I sound like a Hyundai fanboy, but it definitely is the car that I would choose to buy again if I was in the market for a new sedan. All right, guys, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new 2020 Hyundai Sonata. What do you think about the new design? Who do you think this is getting marketed to? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.